Let me preface with the idea of cheating is never appropriate and it's downright dangerous. My name is Michelle Pava and I'm here to help you live unapologetically in love and life. It's almost like STDs are a faux pas to talk about in public, but the reality is anytime someone might be cheating on you, you are at risk for potentially getting an STD. And some of them are downright deadly. So we can all agree that cheating is a very negative thing. But if you're with someone who is a narcissist or someone who you just think is cheating, let's talk a little bit about what makes it different, what's the same, and what you need to look for. Now, this is primarily about narcissists who cheat. I have other videos and I'm making more videos on traditional cheating and loyalty and trust and how to incorporate more trust in your relationship.
However, right now,
let's talk about narcissists and their cheating ways. I am of the opinion of that most narcissists actually do cheat. Narcissists at their very core are all about self-love. And the more on the spectrum they are of pathological narcissism, the more they are unrestrained in that self-love. Now, there are also very benign and moderate narcissists. A really quick ad here. Not every narcissist is going to cheat, and I'm not saying that benign narcissists are cheaters. Unrestrained self-love is exactly what it sounds like. They are insatiable. They are so focused on self-love, focused on themselves, focused on their needs, their emotions, and what makes them happy that there's not a lot of room for empathy, sympathy, or focusing on anyone else unless it serves them. If you're in a more healthy relationship, and I say more healthy because I'm going to be talking about cheating and betrayal, if you're in a more healthy relationship and something happens to happen, something in the relationship starts to fizzle out for whatever reason, or there's some kind of a block, and for whatever reason, cheating is something that one or both of the people in the relationship have done. If they are a narcissist, it's different than if they're just someone who made a wrong choice. Now, even though it's really toxic, there's a very big difference between someone who has cheated because they were unhappy in the relationship or unhappy with themselves, and it was a temporary flaw, versus someone who is a narcissist who is unrestrained in their self-love and is cheating for that reason. I'm not saying that you should put up with any of it, but I am saying that if you're in a very healthy relationship traditionally, and there's been a hiccup in that relationship where there's been a betrayal or some kind of disloyalty in some kind of way, that often is very, very workable, and you can actually have a much better relationship after you get through whatever it is that you need to get through. But for now, we're going to talk about narcissists and their cheating ways, and how this is never something that you're going to ever be able to get through. So let me state that I'm also lumping everyone together who is more on the more toxic narcissist side as opposed to the more benign side. The more benign people are more just attention seeking or a little bit more of the victim people, but they're not actually going to go out and cheat just because they happen to be on the spectrum of narcissism, just because they're more immature or just because they're more self-centered. But someone who is an unrestrained self-love, a really toxic narcissist. And let me explain how it's a little bit different than someone who's not a narcissist at all, or someone who's a really mild narcissist. So someone who is more of that unrestrained self-love, attention-seeking, or very victim-focused narcissist. That means they're either very, very covert or very, very grandiose. They tend to want lots of attention because they are in that unrestrained self-love. And that self-love is actually this weird dynamic of both self-loathing and self-love. And a lot of women get sucked into that dynamic because they just want to show that person if they can just love them enough, that's all they need. But then you're going to get sucked into this whole vibe of you can never give enough because that narcissist never can have enough. It's unrestrained self-love. That's the key there. So a lot of times women have been in my office and they've said to me, I think that he's cheating, or I know of one person that I think he's cheating with, or I know of one person who actually said to me that they were his girlfriend, but I know I'm his girlfriend too, so I know there's at least one person he's cheating with. What can I do about her? And the women tend to feel, so if this is you, women tend to feel when they're in that dynamic with that type of a narcissist that it's between them and the other woman, when really it's not that at all. It's this narcissist is actually trying to create that dynamic where you know that there's someone else. And the other person often knows that there's someone else. Now, here's the other thing that they do. This isn't something that they do immediately. So they will make you feel like you're the only person in the world, but they're also probably making one other person at least feel like they're the only person in the world. Now, they love drama and they love feeling like they are the center of attention. So when they're with you, if you can't give them all of the attention in the world, and when the novelty of that second person, or you could be the second person, when the novelty of the other person starts to wear off, what they like to do is then draw back a little bit and drop little hints that there's someone else. And so you have to work a little bit harder, she's working a little bit harder, and pretty soon it just escalates and one or both of you find out about each other. Now, this is the interesting thing with the dynamic with the narcissist, especially the unrestrained self-love narcissist. They tend to be serial cheaters. These narcissists tend to have a lot of different backup plans. There's not just one. So for instance, you might be dating this person, and there might be someone else dating this person, but guess what? There's probably 3, 4, or 5 other women that they're talking to, flirting with, or dating. This is not unusual. A narcissist never can have enough attention. It's not about love. Every time I've had a woman in my office, they feel like they are the primary relationship and one or other women are just on the back burner. But that's not really what's happening. You're all on the back burner. You're not any higher in elevation to that narcissist than any other woman that they're seeing. Even if you think that because you're married to the narcissist that you must be on a higher level, that's not the case. You just happen to be the winner who is married to the narcissist and everyone else has an easier get out. So you're the one that's more tied to the narcissist, you're the one that's more abused by the narcissist, but you're not the one that's loved more by the narcissist. In fact, the more people that the narcissist has in their life that they're juggling at any one time is a very big clue as to how much attention that they need and how toxic they are. Very broken, very damaged. And here is something that is very, very important to remember. It doesn't matter what the dynamic is. It doesn't matter if you have children with them. It doesn't matter if you think that you should be more elevated because you feel like you've been with them a long time and women are coming and going in their lives, but you're always the one that's there. It just means that you're the one that's honestly stupid enough to stay. And I hate to say it that way, but I need to wake you up so that you know, and I say that out of love. I'm not saying that you are stupid. I'm saying that this is a behavior that's not smart. It's not good for you. You need to get out. You are worth more than being with someone who is going to cheat on you, who is going to treat you like just a number, basically that you're just energy, that they're just going to take from, that they're going to take the life right out of you. When you're with a narcissist who is in unrestrained self-love, you're always feeling like you have to look at other people. You're always feeling like you don't know who might be the next person that they're going to cheat with or the next person in their life. You are very aware of the fact that they always need to be the funniest person in the room. They always need to be the center of attention. And if you're not giving them attention, they will turn around right in front of you and get attention from some other female just to get the attention. Some of them are desperate enough that they just want attention in general, that they'll just be the most loud person in the room and they'll want attention from everybody. So being with an unrestrained self-love narcissist is incredibly dangerous. It's dangerous for your heart, soul, and your body because it can be physically dangerous with sexually transmitted diseases and also just carelessness and poor hygiene. In my career, I have seen many, many examples of men who would be with one woman and they would come home to the other person, whether it's their wife or their girlfriend, and they wouldn't even have taken a shower or even wiped their mouth and wanted to have relations with the other person. It's very, very common that they almost want to throw it in your face and they don't care about hygiene because to them, the more the merrier, including bacteria.
Including bacteria and infection.
Bacteria. And you're probably not that kind of person. So when I see a woman who is forgiving and forgiving and forgiving someone who is cheating over and over. So a lot of times what I see in the women that are in the office is that these women tend to feel like they're not beautiful enough. They feel like they need to one-up the other woman or women, and they feel like in some way the problem is them. And trust me, every one of these other women are feeling the same thing, which is perfect for the self-loathing and self-loving narcissist because what he's getting is a bunch of women trying to one-up the other women, and it's all about his attention. It's all about what he's getting from them. And the reality is he's really not that happy with any of you. Because if he was actually that happy with any of you, he'd actually make a decision and a choice, but nothing fills him up. So it doesn't matter how wonderful, how accomplished, how beautiful, how wealthy any of you are, he's not going to feel like that's enough. He's always going to be looking at the next person. And he likes to have a variety. So you might be very attractive, you might be very wealthy. He could very easily be interested in someone who's diseased and homeless as long as they're giving him attention. So don't think that by bettering yourself, you're in some way elevating your love and this person's going to notice it and care, because they really don't. It's not about who you are. It's only about what you offer as far as how it benefits him. Any woman who offers her body, her money, her house, her car is going to be someone that he enjoys. And the difference between him and a healthy individual, a healthy man, is going to be that the healthy guy is going to say, okay, well, this is interesting and my ego stroked a little bit, but I'm not going to ruin my relationship. And also, this person is disgusting for hitting on me knowing that I'm with someone. Where the narcissist actually doesn't have that at all. The narcissist sees it all as a game, as a challenge. And they will take anything. They really don't have any standards. They might tell you that they don't like this certain type of woman or that body shape or this or that. But when push comes to shove, they're bringing it up because someone like that is hitting on them and they're already biting on that. So don't for a second believe that that narcissist has any standards, because they don't. Which is why I've seen this over and over when I have had women who tell me, oh my gosh, I found the person he's cheating with. She's on Facebook. Let me show you. I can't believe this. And they're showing me because they just need to vent. They need to express their disgust. They can't believe that the person that they're with is cheating on them with somebody who they deem to be disgusting. But it's not surprising, because the narcissist really will go after vulnerable women and they will go after anyone that gives them attention. So they will actually be building up someone who they say is disgusting at the same time as they will turn around and say, well, I felt sorry for her. She has this and that going on and I just started talking to her and it just happened. Or they will tell you that all of these women are just really good friends, or in some way that they're helping them. So the narcissist has this hero cape on all of the time. He wants to save the world. Of course, he wants to save only the women of the world, of which he would be much better off without him. So I want you to think about if you are with someone who is a serial cheater, who seems to have a lot of female friends that he's helping, or is someone that in your gut you just feel like you are being played in some way. I want you to get out of that relationship. Your health is not worth it. Okay, I have another video that I think you're going to really love.